Flames flicker, and fanned by the wind are whipped into a wall of fire that roars across a field and through trees. This is not fire as an enemy of nature, but fire as a friend, a fire deliberately ignited as one more effort in the years-long restoration and preservation of a natural Tennessee habitat.
We're at May Prairie Natural Area. It's in Coffee County. It's about over 400 acres state natural area. It has more than 25 state listed rare species, plant species. It is a grassland prairie. It's a National Natural Landmark, which is a National Park Service designation.
Our hope here is to do ecosystem restoration. We do the stream restoration project, we restore the hydrology to this wet meadow, and what we get back is a more naturally functioning wet prairie.
Sometimes you have to tear down in order to rebuild. As with the fire, the restoration effort that began years earlier at first glance seems to be wanton destruction of nature, but nothing could be further from the truth.
In terms of managing vegetation at May Prairie, we have some invasive exotic species, and we have what is a native plant that is invasive as well. And this is a major objective, eradicating this or controlling it to the extent we can possibly do so.
Encroaching invasive vegetation, along with encroaching civilization, marred the original form and function of this prairie located near a residential area in the small town of Manchester.
A lot of the native prairie plants that were here previously, once this was drained, they were replaced by less desirable species.
And the poorly built man-made stream from decades earlier was doing more harm than good.
So the old channel that's over there right now was basically a cut ditch a long time ago. It's just a flat bottom, flat sides, and also there's berms on the side from when they cut the ditch, and they just put the spoil right there so that when the water gets up in the ditch, it doesn't really have anywhere to go.
On this important environmental restoration and stream mitigation project, the state partnered with KCI Technologies.
We're never going to be as good as putting back the original stream that was here 100 years ago, but what we're trying to do is put something back that's analogous to that.
Among other engineering work, KCI meticulously designs and oversees construction of streams, waterways, and wetlands.
And we put together a complete set of plans that shows, to the 10th of an inch what every grade out here is supposed to be. Then we work with our construction guys and make sure that we're all on the same page with how we want to do it, and then we come out here and start the process up. This is a log riffle, so we have these logs in here that you can see that are slightly at angles, and what we're doing is we're mimicking how in a normal channel we would have roots going through the stream. This is a pool, and underneath the water in the pool is where there's a lot of wood and brush that's built into this channel right along the toe of the bank. And what that does is it provides habitat.
As the restored stream and prairie are given new life, they become a home for new life.
Now what we're doing is we're installing a soil lift on top, and we've got dirt and some coir fiber matting, and we're going to take that matting and put it over and wrap that up, and that's a nice stable soil lift that's going to protect against erosion as well.
While the May Prairie Stream Mitigation Project is mainly about environmental restoration, its relation to people reaches beyond that.
For a lot of people, it is hard for them to understand, to make the connection between this tiny stream and the water that comes out of their tap at home, but it is a direct link. Water quality starts here in the headwaters, and if you don't protect water quality in your headwaters, it affects everyone downstream.
If this all sounds like a complicated and lengthy process, well, it is.
And then hopefully we'll be coming back and monitoring this site each year and seeing how the site matures so that we can see how those functions are coming along, and we'll be able to see the fish that are in these pools, and we'll be able to see how it's nice and stable and the vegetation growing along the banks.
The reality is that the oversight and maintenance of such a project is an ongoing effort, which brings us back to setting the prairie fire.
So the idea is they're going to get this blacked in first, and then we'll ignite here.
Yeah. We're here today to do a prescribed burn. This is a controlled burn with the Division of Forestry and our division, which is the Division of Natural Areas. It's an important part of the management of the prairie.
We're going to burn this entire May Prairie area, but the prairie itself is in the southern portion. The wind is predicted to be out of the southwest, so we're trying to burn the northeast corner and create a burned buffer area there, so that when the fire is set down at the other end, the wind will push it into this burned area and it'll go out for lack of fuel.
With the wind and humidity cooperating, precautions taken, and the buffer area prepared, crews set the prairie ablaze.
If we don't burn it regularly, the trees will keep encroaching on it, especially the trees with wind-blown seeds.
In part, the fire is a means by which you can control red maple, and then also the fire is a very healthy part of the ecological process for doing prairie management, prairie restoration. So without burning, you would essentially end up with a red maple forest. Managing prairies is something people do throughout the United States, and fire is usually the tool of choice.
According to plan, the fire sweeps across the land, then slowly flickers to a stop. Native plants are given a chance to grow from under the shadow of trees and drink from a sculpted stream.
It's not, but it's almost like you've seen a child grow up. You know, this is, you know, we were here when it was just all bare dirt, and all of a sudden you've got these, you know, beautiful vegetation, you've got diverse vegetation.
Like a caring parent, Tennessee agencies will continue to nurture this wonderful and wild natural area.
Mother Nature has taught me to be humble. We don't have it all figured out yet, but it is really nice to come back to a stream that you've restored, and it's got 5, 6, 7 years worth of vegetation growth on it, and it's really nice to walk the stream with somebody that doesn't recognize that that was actually constructed. That's the greatest satisfaction you get from it, is when they don't realize that it was built by us.